It's known for maple syrup, cheddar cheese, and Ben & Jerry's ice cream. But this November, voters here are hoping to scoop Vermont's newest flavor and send a woman to Washington for the very first time.
We are incredibly stuck in our ways when it comes to politics. We find something that we like and we stick with it to the end. And so it's incredibly exciting, but it also weighs heavy on me knowing that a woman has never been sent to Washington from Vermont.
The top contenders for the state's lone House seat, two Democrats. 38-year-old Lieutenant Governor Molly Gray.
Just wanted to say hello, serve as Vermont's Lieutenant Governor, running for Congress.
A fourth-generation Vermonter who serves alongside popular Republican Governor Phil Scott. And Becca Balint, who entered politics for the first time in 2014. She now leads Vermont's Senate.
When I was growing up, I really didn't have role models for women in politics. So it is about representation.
With the retirement of the nation's longest-serving sitting senator, Patrick Leahy, longtime Congressman Peter Welch is campaigning for a promotion, leaving both women vying for his old job, up for grabs for the first time in 16 years.
Oh, thank you.
Your party favorite. You're welcome.
Appreciate that. 2 weeks out from the primary, Gray and Balint are hitting the stump.
We're hoping to send the first woman to Washington from the state of Vermont. Reproductive rights, child care, paid leave. All of the exactly.
Nobody in my family had ever run for office. Like, not even like school board member or, town meeting member, any of those things.
And now here you are.
Yeah, so like that is kind of mind-blowing. You shouldn't be a millionaire or a billionaire or have political connections to run for office, especially not from a state like Vermont.
The last election brought a record number of women to Washington, but they're still a minority, making up just 27% of Congress.
Do you think that having a woman in this seat will make a difference rather than how it has been?
I do. I think so.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Why do you think it's so important for policies to be inclusive in that regard?
So I think there's just an attitude of, if it's not my problem, I just don't have to care about it as much, no matter how many times you can express to a man what it's like to be a mother, what it's like to try to raise a kid and have a job. It's just a different scenario.
With experience abroad in human rights and in D.C. as an aide for Vermont's top lawmakers, Gray says she's ready for a new challenge, applying her lived experience to push for policies that are priorities for women voters.
My mom got sick and went into the hospital. I was working a second job at night, teaching law classes just to pay off my student loans and to afford rent. And I used my vacation days and my sick days trying to care for her, and got to the point where I was going to have to decide whether or not to leave my job and care for my mom or stay in my job and pay the bills. And that's the story of millions of American women. And when women leave the workforce, our economy suffers.
In 2020, the same year Gray was elected as the state's fourth female lieutenant governor, Balint became the first woman, an LGBTQ person, to serve as president of Vermont's Senate.
Nice to meet you, Becca.
She secured a measure that would enshrine reproductive rights in Vermont's constitution, a key issue nationally after the Supreme Court overturned Roe. But in the end, only voters will decide which candidate will make history, a major milestone for one of the least diverse states in the nation.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.